Hello friends! Life can be very unpredictable, and unexpected things can happen in both the lives of people and animals. And that was the case with one strange kitten born in a shelter. This story took place in 1987 in one of the animal shelters in the U.S. state of Montana. A pregnant stray cat was brought in, and it soon gave birth to healthy offspring. 5 kittens were growing up as playful and beautiful animals, no different from other kittens of their age. But when the animals grew a little older, the volunteers noticed something strange. One kitten looked different. It had a very curly coat, which made it stand out from the rest of the kittens. The little thing looked just like it had been to the groomer. The kitten was very beautiful, as its fluffy fur seemed to be adorned with uniform curls. Its coat was thick and very curly. The staff tried to understand what kind of strange kitten was growing up in their shelter, so they invited the famous breeder of Persian cats, Jerry Newman, to check out the kitten. The breeder was glad to come to the shelter to see what kind of strange kitten lived there. Newman was very surprised by what he saw. She had never seen anything like it before. The animal looked very unusual. Jerry decided to adopt the kitten to find out what its breed was. The kitten, who turned out to be female, was named Miss DePesto and ended up in a cattery for Persian cats. The breeder decided to let the unusual cat have kittens. Fun fact, Jerry was having a hard time with the kitten as it was growing up because it was very mischievous. However, it was also very affectionate and playful. When Miss DePesto grew up, she was introduced to a pure breed Persian cat. Jerry was looking forward to seeing the offspring, wondering what it would look like. The curly cat gave birth to beautiful, healthy kittens, some of whom inherited their mother's luxurious curly coat. The breeder was delighted because this meant that curls could pass into the next generations too. Thus began the history of the rare and expensive cat breed called Selkirk Rex. It turned out that the curly coat gene of the Selkirk Rex is dominant, so flat-haired offspring born of curly parents don't carry the curly coat gene. They can have kittens with curly coats, but only in case their partner has a curly coat. Now the cats with straight hair are gradually excluded from breeding. 25 years after the birth of the offspring of Miss DePesto, researchers at the Vienna University of Veterinary Medicine recognized that these cats have excellent genetics. The fact is that the Selkirk Rex is the 4th of all known breeds of curly cats. However, it has a definite advantage over the Vivon Rex and Cornish Rex, which are prone to baldness, as well as representatives of the Laperms, which are distinguished by fine hair. At the moment, Selkirk Rex can only be crossed with representatives of their own breed. This breed has a characteristic feature: thick, curly fur, which is why these cats are often called cats in sheep's clothing. These animals have short or long hair. In case the hair is short, the animal has beautiful plush curls, which give it a kind of a toy look. Long-haired cats of this breed have noticeable curls that look very cute and noble at the same time. Modern cats of this breed are distinguished by a calm, restrained temper. They are patient, obedient, and friendly. They love playing. They need to get constant attention from their owner. They get along well with children, other cats, as well as dogs. These cats are gentle and affectionate. They adapt easily to life in an ordinary apartment. They don't get cold, and their life expectancy is 15 to 20 years. The history of this beautiful new breed, which can't be mixed with other breeds, began with a simple stray animal that gave birth to kittens right in the shelter. Now, the Selkirk Rex cats are prized residents of the most expensive apartments around the whole world. They are famous for their thick fur, big round eyes, as well as their friendly and playful disposition. Thus, it turns out that ordinary cats that have been living next to people for centuries, saving their property and food from rodents and protecting them from rats, the carriers of deadly infections, today take part in international exhibitions and hold important titles. How about some more examples? The Singapura cat breed is one of the smallest and rarest cat breeds. It comes from the inhabitants of the ditches and city drains in Singapore. It never occurred to anyone to breed these miniature creatures until an American spy arrived in the Republic in 1975. He saw their potential and saved the breed. He took in 4 cats that miraculously survived after the reconstruction of the sewage system. Most of the population had died by then. Huge ears, impressive slanting eyes, and luminous hair. These are the characteristic traits of these sewer cats. According to the standard, each light hair has 2 or 3 dark bands. The hairs are lighter near the skin and darker at the ends. The luminous effect is noticeable in the only officially recognized color, the sepia agouti, described as dark brown ticking on a warm old ivory ground color. In Singapore, other colors can be found in the remaining population of these cats. The weight of the female Singapura cat doesn't exceed 2 kilograms, while the male can reach 2.5 to 3 kilograms. Cats of the British Shorthair breed are round-headed, plush, and beautiful. They seem the embodiment of aristocracy, imposing, independent, spectacular. It's hard to imagine that the breed was formed at the end of the 19th century by selecting the most typical feline representatives that lived on the streets and in the courtyards of English cities and villages. The main theory about the origin of the British phenotype is that they were brought to the islands by the ancient Romans, who conquered Egypt before Britain and lifted the ban on taking the cats out of this country. For the Romans, cats on ships and in the camps of the legions were the saviors of their food supplies, so the animals always accompanied people on campaigns. Sure, the British cats look nothing like the Egyptian cats. Modern-day Abyssinian and Egyptian Mau cats are most similar to them. The fact is that the Celts from the future England and continental Europe had their own cats, and the relationship between the Celtic people and the Romans weren't only military, but also commercial, cultural, and domestic. Thus, the cats also interbred, and so most of the cats on the island adapted to the local climate by getting double wool. These cats were strong and had good health. In the 19th century, England came up with the idea of creating a national cat breed. So the selection process began. Massive, broad, round-headed individuals with a flattened muzzle were selected to breed. The best of the offspring were also selected to continue breeding. In fact, the British Shorthair cat is a variation of the European Shorthair. Some felinologists even think of them as one breed. The British Shorthair was first described in 1880. The breed quickly became popular and began to spread around the world, but the modern breed standard appeared 100 years later in 1980. And that's all for today, friends. Please let us know in the comments if you have a cat, what breed it is, and what its disposition is like. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button and share this video with your friends. We'll see you next time.